Hello and welcome to Knowledge by Nature. Today's video is talking about sixth grade curriculum. We are headed right over there to that picnic table where we are going to look over all the things that I have chosen for our sixth grade year. It's a gorgeous summer day, a little bit windy, so hopefully it won't be too much of a distraction, but let's go see what I've chosen for this year. All right, here's our stack of goodies that we're going to be getting into. But first, if this is your first time here, I am a homeschool mom to a sixth grader. We love all things books, homeschool, and sharing our journey with you. And if that is something that you are interested in, I would love if you consider hitting that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I'm really excited to get into this. I feel like we have a good lineup. A lot of things are different from the past. If this is, if you want to see like previous years, I'll put them all here on the screen. I think I have almost all of our years, but always know that it is likely that things will change, so make sure that you are subscribed and following along. So as we go through the year, if we figure out something a little bit different, you're gonna see where things change. So I do like to do updates. Hopefully we won't have too many animal distractions, but let's go ahead, get the tripod set up and dive in. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So one of the first things that I'm going to talk about is my School Nest Homeschool Planner. I love this thing. I think this is my 4th year with School Nest. I just changed the covers pretty much. Last year I did use a slightly different planner from her, but this one has the option of you have your weekly plan and then you have a weekly overview that comes before it. And I have a lot of moving pieces this year, so I actually needed that like extra page there, the weekly overview, to kind of help me get the whole week lined out. I love this. It is great. It has me an option for keeping up with our days. It has the calendar that I can do. You can also notebook if you like to do that sort of thing. Love School Nest. Love this little look this year. And so yes, this was an absolute must again, and that is my homeschool planner. There will be different things that have been sponsored, but oh, look at this. I have a bee. Oh, look at him. You sweet little thing. So I have a bee on our history. So yes, let's talk about history. Since I have this beautiful bee gracing our presence, I'm gonna hold the cover down because it is windy. I certainly don't want my little bee to get slapped by the cover. But this was gifted to us from Oak Meadow. And this is actually, I reached out to them, I saw their history, and I just thought it looked absolutely amazing. I am really excited to use this. It has so many options for doing the assignments. There are different art things, hands-on crafts. There is a lot of literature that is included in the English portion. Now, while I probably won't use the English portion of Oak Meadow, I will be using some of the novels and the readings that came along with it because it ties in with ancient civilizations. I'm super excited to get into ancient civilizations, and I am really excited about using their history curriculum, and this is by Oak Meadow, and I see my little bee has left, but yes, history, we are using ancient civilizations with some of the novels that came with the English portion. And really quickly before I leave this, actually, what another thing I like about this is that it covers quite a few things. So we've got the Stone Age, ancient Egyptian, but then we come over here and we're talking about ancient Greece, then the Middle Ages, the Crusades of the Middle Ages, all the way through to the Mayan civilization and the first peoples of North America. I like that it's kind of a broad look at it. And again, love the amount of activities that comes with this. Really excited. I am going to be kind of using this differently as far as we won't be using it every single day of the week. I kind of like this whole block and loop schedule. I will be doing a flip through on this individually, but yes, this is our history for 6th grade. All right, let's go ahead and move over into science. Now, my main science course is going to be Science in the Ancient World, and this is from Berean Builders. It is an older book. I don't know exactly. I found this used, but I was really excited when I thought about tying in ancient history with science. So we have already done about 5 lessons of this. We are really liking it. Every single lesson has a quick little experiment, and they also have this lesson review here. Now you can actually, oh, here comes the wind. Now you can actually get on their website and print these off, and so that there's no cost, but you of course would need the actual curriculum for it to be of any value for you, I'm sure. But what it does is it takes the lesson review and it puts it out on here. So depending on what your experiment is, it may have that broken down on it. But yes, always a quick little experiment. We are really enjoying this. So this will be our core science that we are doing, and I am prioritizing science this year in the fact that we are going to be hitting science multiple times a week. And so we will be doing Berean builders, science in the ancient world, in addition to a few of the units out of our Oak Meadow basic life science. Again, Oak Meadow gifted this to us, but there are quite a few units in here that I really want to dive into and take a look at. Specifically, Unit 1, the basics. I want to go over the science and scientific method. I think we will also touch on biology and cells for Lesson 4. And continue through Unit 2. Now we may not do Unit 3, I'm not sure. Possibly we will, but I'm unsure about that one. But we will probably stop there because we hit the human body pretty quickly last year and the senses. So I don't see us going too deep into this just because of how heavy we hit the human body last year. But there are definitely a few units that I want to hit here. While Berean builders is going to be our core priority science, this one is going to get sprinkled in. And I think it's going to be a beautifully rich science curriculum all put together. I'm really excited. And again, I love how many easy experiments are included in this one. So there we go for science, 6th grade. All right, before we move over into language arts, I'm going to talk about one kind of extra elective, and that is going to be Latin. Now, I purchased this last year, and unfortunately, the year just got away from us. This is not something that we were able to do. We didn't get hardly anything done. I think Lesson 1 was all we did. I am going to hopefully get this done this year. This is something I would like her to at least get a good introduction into so we can decide, is this something we want to go into further? But this is Latin for Children, Primer A, and this is by Classical Academic Press. So it's a really nice, colorful kind of workbook type Latin. There are other things that go with it. I just brought out this one book so that I can show you. But as far as electives go, this is going to be our main elective that we are using this year for 6th grade. All right, let's go ahead and move over into some language arts. So let's talk about spelling really quick. This is something that we started last year. It has 3 levels in it. We are on level A. We are probably 3/4 of the way done with level A. I like this a lot. I have seen a lot of growth in her spelling. Honestly, it's pretty much a list. It does have a little bit of this phonetic zoo, well, I don't know so much about the zoo. We don't really do that too much, but it does have these phonetic rules that go along with a lot of it. And so you have your lesson A. We do not do this as intended as far as you buy the audio and you listen to the audio. No, I read it just like they would do on the audio. And so I save myself quite a bit of money by doing this. I have the 3 levels that we can continue to do. There's teacher's notes. Really happy with this. So we will continue to use this for this year, and I would assume the next year also. And so yes, again, we are about 3/4 of the way done with level A, and then we'll move on to level B for our 6th grade year. And this is Phonetic Zoo by IEW. I am really excited that we found a spelling that I feel is working really good. Now let's continue to talk about language arts. This is Literature Perspective, or excuse me, Perspectives in Literature by BJU. They sent this to me, and I will definitely be doing a flip through on this. I haven't yet. I want to dive into it a little bit more, but this is going to be good, I think. You have all of these wonderful stories There are all of these like before you read it, after you read it. This is going to be really, really great reading program, something that I'm very, very excited to get into. There are a few other workbooks that go with this, but I just brought out the main reader. Again, BJU sent this to us, but this is something I was really needing for this year. Now that she's completely learned to read, you know, we don't need like a reading curriculum per se, but I do want to do intentional reading and intentional studies. I don't know, I'm pretty excited about this. So definitely be on the lookout for a flip through, but this will be literature for 6th grade. There are so many moving parts to language arts. So now we're going to talk about our handwriting. And with that, last year we started using our Draw Right Now series again. Now I have used this periodically off and on, but this last year, what I started having her do is I would have her take the image over here. She would draw the image, but then she would take this copy work and move it over into her cursive. And so we also have our daily handwriting practice by Evan Moore. We're going to continue to work through this, but most of the time we are going to do this just because it's fun to get that little drawing scenario wrapped in there, along with being able to write that in her notebook. So let's see here. So looking into her notebook, and this is her School Nest notebook. She decorated it. She chose the purple this year, which is absolutely gorgeous, I think. She kind of colored the logo on the back. The School Nest notebook is a great all year use. You have this blank dotted grid section over here with the lined paper going down this side. Let me show you an example here. So here's a little example where she put it all on one page. You can see that she wrote out all of the copy work over here in cursive, and then she did the little drawing on the end. Then here at the beginning, here's another one. She decided to not get so artsy with it. She didn't really love the diagram of the beaver, but she went ahead and she did her copy work. Now, sometimes we may go ahead and do print. Here you can see I had her do it in print, but for the most part, we will be doing the copy work in cursive using our Draw Right Now series. I want to say we have 8 of these, and so we will just use those throughout the year, in addition to occasionally using our Evan Moore. I honestly really, really like this a lot. There is not a whole lot to do every single day. So you can see here, they're going to be copying those words there. Here's another section. So here would be Wednesday's work, Thursday's work, Friday's work. It's very, very minimal. I like this a lot. And so we definitely will be using both of these for our cursive handwriting. All right, up next, let's talk about English, okay? So BJU sent me this level 6 English writing and grammar. Again, I reached out to them, asked them if they would be willing to work with me because this was something I was super duper interested in. Almost anything that I have on my channel is going to be something I was already interested in, and I reached out to them. 99% of the time, that is what is going to be happening here, and that is the case with this one with BJU. Now this rotates grammar and English. So chapter 1 was grammar, chapter 2 is writing, and so every even chapter is going to be covering writing. I like this. We are doing this with the videos. Now, she is not a giant fan of the videos, but nonetheless, sometimes we just have to do it anyways. There's lots of review. There are tests built in if you want them. Either way, really, really pleased with this so far. We are on chapter 2 at this point. Now, the plan is on lessons or on chapters where we have a grammar lesson and not writing, we're going to be using our write by number. And this is something we used last year, and we will continue to use it this year. This is a program that will go all the way through 12th grade if we so choose to, and that is something that we will use in conjunction with our BJU. Now, will I also tie in other writing as far as like think about the writing revolution, stuff like that? Absolutely. We'll be working on like some narration things as well. But that is the plan of when we're not doing a writing portion in BJU, we will be doing our write by number. Now, we also may just be doing some of our write by number periodically with science or history. Now, weeks that we have writing but no grammar, we are going to continue our Fix It grammar with IEW. I love Fix-It Grammar. She loves Fix-It Grammar. It is super easy to do. It does not take very long. It is very, very effective. Very effective. So I am super duper happy with Fix-It Grammar, and I will probably continue to keep this in our arsenal, even if I end up loving BJU and we continue on with that. I think I will do this whole rotation thing, would be my guess, just so we are always kind of keeping these things going. And it's just a little bit different way to practice your grammar and your writing. So this is our main cores for our writing and our grammar this year. We have IEW, we have BJU, and we have Write by Number. All right, so here we go. The very last thing is math, okay? All right, let me get a drink real quick, because we are talking about our last subject, which is math. If you have been following me for very long, you know we have been Singapore math users for years and years and years. All of our homeschool years, we have used Singapore math. This year, we are moving over into BJU Math 6 again. They sent this to me. I was very, very interested in this. I liked the way that things are presented. It has a really, really nice video course. She loves the teacher with Math 6. We are going to give this at least 6 months run. And I have a feeling this is what we will continue to stick with. It has a daily review. Every single day, there is a short sheet of daily review before you move over into your actual lesson. There are cumulative reviews. There are regular reviews. I will definitely be sharing more about this. I do have a flip through on this, so if you want to see the whole in-depth video, be sure and check that out. I'll put it down in the description below. Math was going to be changing for us soon, just because dimensions changes so much in level 7 and 8, and I want to know what is a path that we could use going forward. So this is what we are going to give a try. BJU Math 6. I'm excited about the change. It's scary. I'm not gonna lie. It is really, really scary moving from dimensions math, Singapore math methodology over into this. I do feel like this is still a very rigorous program. It's not quite as mastery based. There's definitely some spiral built in here, but I'm excited. I think it is going to be a good change for us, and you know what? We can always change if it's not, but that is the plan. And so big, big change for us this year is we are moving to BJU Math 6 for 6th grade. All right, there it is. I gotta tell you, I love how simplified this table is. When I look back on my previous videos, there was just so many options, and that is something over the last few years that I have really, really worked on, limiting those options, making it where there isn't so many things of, oh, should I use this? Should I use that? And again, we've been doing it for a while, so I'm starting to figure out, put my coffee over here so that it won't blow it away. But yes, I'm starting to figure out what does work the best for us. What are we needing in our homeschool? And so this is what we have decided on for this year. And so I'm really, really excited. I'm very pleased about everything that I have chosen, and I hope that continues. So be sure and follow along with us so that you can see how all of these things end up working for us as we actually go through the school year. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next one, and thanks for watching. Bye.